brighter.
Yes, the bedpost was his own. The bed was his own. The room was his own. Best and happiest of all, the time before him was his own to make amends in. They are not torn down, cried Scrooge, folding one of the bed curtains in his arms. They are not torn down, rings and all. They are here. I am here. The shadows of things that would have been may be dispelled. They will be. I know they will. I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Happy New Year to the whole world. Running to the window, he opened it and put out his head. No fog, no mist. Clear, bright, joyful, stirring, cold, piping for the blood to dance to. Golden sunlight, heavenly sky, sweet fresh air, merry bells. Oh, glorious, glorious. What's today? Cried Scrooge, calling downward to a boy in Sunday clothes. Today? Replied the boy. Why, it's Christmas Day. It's Christmas Day, said Scrooge to himself. I haven't missed it. You know the Poulters in the next street? The one at the corner? I should hope I did. A remarkable boy, said Scrooge with a glee. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey, the one that was hanging there? Not the little prize turkey, the big one. What? The one that's as big as me? What a delightful boy, said Scrooge to himself. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, my buck. It's hanging there now. It is? Well, go buy it and tell him to bring it here, that I may give them the directions where to take it. Come back with the man and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes and I'll give you half a crown. The boy was off with a shot. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's house. He shan't know who sent it. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. The hand in which he wrote this was not a steady one, but write it he did. Somehow he went downstairs to open the street door, ready for the coming of the poulterer's man. As he stood there, awaiting his revival, the knocker caught his eye. I shall love it as long as I live, cried Scrooge, patting it with his hand. I scarcely ever noticed it before. What an honest expression it has on its face. It's a wonderful knocker. A wonderful knocker. The chuckle with which he said this, and the chuckle with which he paid for the turkey, and the chuckle with which he recompensed the boy, were only to be exceeded by the chuckle with which he sat down breathless to his chair again, and chuckled till he cried. He dressed himself, all in his best, and at last got out into the streets. The people were by this time pouring forth, as he had seen them with the ghost of Christmas present, and walking with his hands behind him. Scrooge regarded everyone with a delightful smile. He looked so irresistibly pleasant, in a word, that 3 or 4 good-humored fellows said, "Good morning, sir. A Merry Christmas to you." He went to church and walked about the streets and watched the people hurrying to and fro, patted the children on the head and questioned beggars and looked down into the kitchens of houses and up into the windows and found that everything could yield him pleasure. He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything could give him so much happiness. He was early at the office the next morning. Oh, he was early to get there. If he could only get there first and catch Bob Cratchit coming in late. Scrooge sat down with his door wide open that he might see him come into the tank. Bob had his hat off before he opened the door. His comforter, too. He was on his stool in a jiffy, driving away with his pen, as if he were trying to overtake 9 o'clock. "Hello!" growled Scrooge in his accustomed voice, as near as he could feign it. "What do you mean by coming in here this time of day?" "I'm very sorry, sir," said Bob. "I am behind my time." "You are," repeated Scrooge. "Yes, I think you are. Step this way, sir, if you please." "It's only once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir." "I'll tell you what, my friend. I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, I'm about to raise your salary. A Merry Christmas, Bob. A Merry Christmas, my good fellow, than I've given you for many a year. I'll raise your salary, and I'll endeavor to assist your struggling family. We'll discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop. Bob, make up the fires and buy another coal scuttle before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit." Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was the second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew. Some people laughed to see the altercation in him. But he let them laugh and little heeded them. For he was wise enough to know that nothing ever happened on this globe for good, at which some people did not have their full of laughter in the outset. His own heart laughed. And that was quite enough for him. He had no further dreams of spirits, but lived upon the total abstinence principle forever afterwards. It was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. If any man possess the knowledge, may that be truly said of us, and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us, everyone.